Hi guys, Diana from Really Do It Yourself here. Today we're going to be making one of these adorable roses. As you see here, I have a vase full of roses. I have this one here also, it's so pretty. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make one of these roses again, like I said. Now the rose pattern, I searched all online. I found one of the easiest roses ever, and it's by planetjune.com. I'm going to put the link below. She was so gracious to have this pattern on her website, and it is the simplest, most easiest pattern. So I'm just going to show you a couple steps on doing it. I'm going to refer you to go to her page and look at the pattern yourself so that you know how to do it. The calyx is my own pattern and the leaves are my own pattern. Those you'll find at reallydoityourself.com. I will be doing the entire rose here and putting it together. I will show you how to do it. Okay, so in order to do this rose, the supplies that you're going to need are yarn, and you're going to need two colors, the color for your rose and a green, a color for the calyx and the leaves. I'm going to use this lighter green since this is all I had left from doing all these roses. This is a darker green. Okay. You're going to need a crochet hook, and I have here size K, which is 6.5 millimeters, but you can use whatever size hook you like. You can use a smaller hook, a larger hook. The smaller hook is going to create a smaller rose. The larger hook is going to create a larger rose. Okay, you're going to need a needle a yarn needle in order to sew your pieces together. I do sew them together. I've seen a lot of people glue them. I sew them together, okay? A pair of scissors. You're going to need some floral wire, so some wire. You can find this at any craft store or at your local florist. You're going to need size 24 for the leaves, and then you're going to need size 18 or 20 for the actual rose. Now keep in mind, the smaller the number, the thicker the wire, okay, so the heavier it is, and the higher the number, the thinner the wire. So that's why we're using the thinner wire for the leaves, because they're not as heavy as the rose would be, the complete rose itself, okay? So 18 or 20 for the rose. And you're going to need some floral tape. So now we'll begin, okay? Now I'm going to go close up so that you can see exactly what it is that I'm doing. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to chain 46. So in order to do that, you need to do a slip knot. So you're basically making a circle and inserting your yarn in that circle and pulling through. Insert your hook and then just tighten. Okay, so now we're going to do yarn over and insert for 46 times. So okay, you guys are going to continue to go until you have 46. I'm just going to stop here and I'm going to do what the pattern calls for. Again, I'm going to put down below the link to the actual pattern. It's at planetjune.com, and you'll find the link below, okay, so that you can get the entire pattern there. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to do a single crochet into the second chain, which is this one right here. Let me see if you can see. So here. So you're going to go inside that chain, you're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and then you're going to pull through those two loops. Okay. And now what we're going to do here is we're going to skip the next stitch. We're going to go into the other stitch. We're going to do a double crochet. So skip one, we're going to go into the second one. So that means you yarn over, insert into that stitch, yarn over again, pull through the first one, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through two. Then it's followed by a chain, so yarn over, insert into the stitch, yarn over, go back into the same exact stitch on the bottom there, yarn over, you're going to do a double crochet, followed by a chain, followed by another double crochet, and these are all inside the same stitch. That's going to form a scallop, okay? So chain. So you're going to have 4 double crochets in that stitch. Okay? Now you're going to skip a stitch and you're going to single crochet into the following stitch. So you see that pretty little scallop you get? So you want to get a bunch of those. So now what we're going to do is I'll just pretend I'm continuing the pattern. You're going to double crochet, you're going to skip a stitch and double crochet into the following stitch. Then remember, it's the same exact thing over again. It would be 4 double crochets. So it's chain followed by a double crochet, followed by a chain, another double crochet. So this is the third one, followed by a chain, followed by another double crochet. Then you're going to skip a space and do a single crochet into the next chain. Okay, and so there it is. So you would have these loops that you see here. Okay, so you have these loops and you want 11 of these loops. So if you chain the 46, you're going to end up with 11 of these little loops. Okay, so that's that there. And you'll have one that looks like this. So you see, this is the one with 11. Okay. Now if you make a mistake and you don't get 11 and you get 5 or 8, it's okay, you can still use it. It'll still make a pretty rose. I do have some where I was learning the pattern at first, because like I always say, I'm only a beginner. I'm self-taught. I'm just working on some of my own projects, and then I find other things that are pretty easy that I want to share with everyone. So like this rose here that we're making, it's so simple, so I wanted to share it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the calyx. And for the calyx, you're going to need the green. Okay, and like I said, you're going to find the pattern at reallydoityourself.com. So for this one here, we're going to need a magic circle. So the magic circle is done this way. The way that I do it is I hold it here, I go over and around, and then you're going to put the hook in under the first loop, pull the second loop, and then you're going to take your yarn and you're going to pull it through that hole. Okay, so now you see here we have a magic ring. So now I'm going to do 5 single crochets. Oops. It's funny because sometimes, you know, I'll be working on my own projects and I start doing a different stitch, and then I start doing these projects and I end up doing the same stitch, so I keep going over and fixing it a few times before I actually get the right stitch, just because I'm so busy and so used to doing the stitch that I'm doing on my project. So there you go, you have 5, and now we'll close the magic ring. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do an increase. So that means we're going to have 10 single crochets. So you want to do 2 in each of those single crochets. Okay. Two, 3. It's like 90 something degrees here in New York. Okay, I have 2 more. Trying to work them big so that you can see them. It's a lot of times a little difficult to see them on the camera. Okay, this is my 10th. Okay, now I've seen a lot of calyx done online, and the reason that I created my own pattern was that they're a little on the difficult side for me to understand. I wanted to make something very, very simple for you. So I've decided to use it this way. So now we have 10 single crochets, okay, so 10 stitches. And what we're going to do in those stitches is we're going to do now chain 4. So this is going to be our first one. We're going to do chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see here my chain. Now in the first, we're going to leave the first chain alone. We're going to go into the second. So into the second, we're going to do a single crochet. Okay, so single crochet into the second. Now to the next one, we're going to do a half double crochet. Half double crochet is you yarn over, you insert, you take yarn, come through, yarn over, and now instead of doing, it's like a double crochet, but instead of going all the way through, instead of going over the 2, you want to go all the way through. So all of it, okay? That's a half double. Now we're going to do a double. So yarn over, insert, get yarn over. Now you're going to go through the 2, then you're going to yarn over and go through the remaining 2. Okay, we're going to do that twice. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the next stitch and we're going to do a slip stitch. Okay, so you see there, that's 1. Now we're going to go and we're going to do a single crochet in the next stitch. So I'm going to do 2 of them for you so that you know. So here I'm going to do a single crochet, so that's on the 3rd one, single crochet followed by 4 chains. Okay, now in the 2nd stitch we're going to do a single crochet. The 3rd stitch we're going to do a half double crochet. And the 4th stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets. Sorry, I keep getting out of the camera shot. My husband's not here, who usually helps me with my videos, but I just wanted to get this video out for you guys because it's been a long time since I've posted a video. There we are. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a slip stitch to the next one. Okay, so you get the idea. Again, you'll find the complete pattern for this on reallydoityourself.com. Okay, then what you want to do is just pull through and cut once you have all 5 of them done. Okay, so it's going to look like this. See this one here? It's already complete. It has 5. It looks like a starfish. Okay, and the way we're going to use it is this way. So most patterns use it upside. I'm going to use it upside down. Okay, so now we have that. So now we have to make the leaves. And now I'm going to make 1 leaf for you because I already have the other one made. Okay, for the leaf, you're going to do a slip stitch, slip knot, and you're going to chain 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a single crochet in the second chain from the hook, single crochet. We're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, we're going to do a half double crochet. I'm sorry, we're going to do a double crochet on the following 3 stitches. Okay, that's the second one. Okay, we need 1 more. Okay, in the 7th stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet. Followed by a single crochet. So in your last stitch, actually, you're going to do, this is 1, we're going to do another single crochet, then we're going to turn our work. Okay. So now on the other side, we're going to do a half double crochet in the next stitch. Followed by double crochet. Followed by another double crochet. So you're basically repeating the same pattern, the front and the back side of the leaf. Okay, then followed by a half double crochet. You got to get the other side of the chain. Followed by a single crochet. And I'm just trying to keep my tail ends in there, the beginning tail, so that I can hide it in my leaf. Okay, so there we are. Pull through and cut. And you'll end up with your leaf. Okay, so you're doing the same thing on either side of the leaf, okay? So now, in order to connect the rows, you're going to take your large piece, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to thread your needle. And now normally it folds one way, right? You see how it's taking the curve that way? I like to do it the opposite way. So you want to fold, and what you want to make sure is that you get all the ends together. So it's going to be flat here on the back. Once it's all the way together, okay, then you just look at it to make sure that you're happy with the way the rose looks. Okay, and then we're going to take our needle and you're going to pass it through, holding on to the bottom all the way across the rose. Okay, and we'll do that a few times just to make sure that it's nice and secure. So as many times as you want to go. Okay. Okay, I think that I'm pretty content with how it looks there. So now I'm going to take, and what you want to do is you can actually thread your thread here to make a little knot. Okay, perfect. And then I'm just going to leave a little end. So I had left a little end there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our wire, and remember I said an 18 gauge wire. So you want to fold it in half. So it's folded in half. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take, make sure you fold it nice and tight. And you're going to insert into the center. But you see how I don't have it closed up in the bottom? It's open so that it makes it nice and sturdy. So you want to pierce it through your rose. As far back as it's going to go. You see that? Isn't that pretty? Don't worry about the tail ends. We're going to put that in the floral tape. Let's see. There goes your rose. Now we're going to take the calyx and we're going to insert the calyx, and I like to sew on the calyx as well. So you're going to make sure you thread your tail. Okay, then what we're going to do, remember like I said, I like to put it, you see how the sepals point down? So I want to let them point down, and I'm going to insert the wire so that when you put it, oh, you see how it's taking shape? It's gorgeous. Okay, oh, so I'm loving this green. Okay, so now what you want to do is you're going to take and you're just going to sew each of them onto the rose. So I usually like to go right back to the center of it just to make sure that it's going to be nice and tight. Okay, so you just want to sew, like I said, each of the petals, we'll call them petals for now. Okay, and then you just want to go until, like I said, just keep coming out the center. You get the idea. You want to waste all your yarn, just making sure that they're attached to the rose, okay? Now we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to do the leaves. I'm going to leave this one here. What you're going to do with the leaves, you're going to take this wire and you're going to cut it in half, because we only need half for each leaf. And you could put one leaf, two leaves, you know, it's up to you. Now what we're going to do is, you see my leaf here? I'm going to go right almost a little bit more than half. And I'm going to put my wire in through there, fold it in half. Okay, so now where it's here with the tail end, you see the tail end of the yarn? Okay, you just want to twist. Okay, and now, see, you can move your leaf. And it holds it nicely together. You're going to do that to the second leaf. Okay, fold it in half. And then just twist, okay? So now what we're ready to do is take our floral tape and put my leaves there so I won't lose them. You're going to take your floral tape, and this is sticky tape. So you want to stretch out a piece and cut it off. And I first start with the very top here, so now you want to make sure that that's closed. And you want to pull as you go. So pull nice and taut, okay, or nice and hard, so that it activates the sticky stuff. So now it's sticky. And you want to go down, I'm going to say probably about an inch and a half. Okay. And now we're going to start adding our leaves. So what you want to do here, you see how I've left the tails? I'll actually trim them off later. It makes for a more durable stem. And you're just going to continue to tape. Okay, just 2 or 3 rounds, and then you want to put the next leaf. And you just want to go with the tape, making sure you're stretching at an angle. You see how I'm doing it at an angle there? So stretch until you cover the entire stem. Make sure that you have no pointy ends. And then once you're done, okay, see I'm here. Okay, and see, you could position this. If you have any ends peeking out, you could tuck them in, okay? When you're sewing, remember I only sewed like 2 pieces of this just to show you. These are completely sewn in, so these, nothing will happen to them, okay? This is with a variegated yarn. It looks beautiful. And this is the exact same one, but just complete with the green. Okay. See, this one here is more open. I left it more open. This one's more closed. So that's basically it. I hope you like this tutorial. Please subscribe. Please share, and again, so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you make lots of these beautiful roses. Again, everything is going to be down below. planetjune.com is where I got the rose pattern. My patterns are going to be on Really Do It Yourself, my blog. There's another project that I always mention in my videos. It's called Art Abandonment, and it's on Facebook. I'm also going to put a link down below. That's what I plan on doing with all these beautiful roses. I plan on giving them out to, you know, unsuspected, I guess, people, just so that they can find it, and hopefully it brightens up their day. So maybe you'll do the same thing. Just do them for fun, for practice. And now, like I mentioned before, I'm not a professional when it comes to crocheting. I'm just giving you what it is that I've learned. Hopefully I've done a good job. I'll leave the patterns, you'll be the judge. I also have a video on these adorable peeps that I've made, and a tutorial also on my blog. You can find how to make these little peeps or little bunnies. I think that they're adorable. They're my own pattern. Now, the reason that I do all these patterns is because I have a group of characters. This is one of my characters from Spikeling's world. This is actually Jake. Isn't he adorable? He just makes you want to smile and love him. So this is something that I've been doing. These are for pillows, and this is half double crochet. That's why I kept on tripping up with the half double crochet, because this is what I've been doing lately. You can check out my world at spikelingsworld.com. I'll put the link below as well. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye.